Over the past 18 months on PM, we've been bringing you the story of Sergeant Paul Meyer. He was the homesick American mechanic serving with the US Air Force in England in 1969, at the height of the Cold War. Early one morning, he stole a plane from his airbase to try to fly home to his wife in Virginia. Sergeant Meyer never made it. He disappeared over the channel, and we still don't know exactly what happened. Many of you have sent us emails about the story. One listener contacted us to say that he probably knew better than anyone else how Sergeant Meyer must have felt as he sat alone in that cockpit. And that's because, in 1964, he did exactly the same thing. Emma Jane Kirby went to meet him.
Hello,
Good
Mr.
day.
Van Eijck.
Yes, indeed.
Hello,
Theo Van Eijck.
lovely to meet you.
No problem, come in.
Thank you
Theo
so
Van
much.
Eijck is now 76 and lives in Somerset in a house full of wind chimes, knickknacks and curiosities.
So many lovely things,
You know,
interesting things.
They're different.
But the most extraordinary items in his possession are the yellowing newspaper cuttings that are spread across his coffee table.
Gosh.
Their show-stopping headlines tell the improbable tale of a young Dutch sailor who stole a plane from his military base in Malta and who flew it to Libya.
This is the plane, is it, that you...
That is the plane indeed, yeah. What happened here, it's best if I show you my logbook a bit, yeah. And I started flying there in 1962. So there's a number of flights I made on Fokker S11. There you see a gap in here in 1963, yeah. Because here I was checked out of the training, and that is where all the trouble started.
When Theo Van Eijck left school, he joined the Dutch Navy as an electrician. He signed up for 8 years, hoping to get selected for their pilot training scheme, which they ran jointly with the Belgian Air Force.
You'd always
I
dreamt
always
of
want to
flying.
fly indeed. Oh, that's something that you want when you're 7 years old already, yeah? I don't like flying in the back, I want to sit in the front seat indeed, yeah.
Theo won his place. His report card shows he was a keen and careful pilot who was always awarded top grades. But Theo was impatient to learn more, and one night at a mess party, he foolishly spoke his mind.
First of all, we had the Air Force guy, and he came one drunken party. He was drunk, I was drunk, and he wanted to know, how do I feel about this training? And I told him, it's totally rubbish, yeah, because we are Navy pilots, we're going to fly propeller engines. Why are we flying twin-engine jets with the Belgian Air Force? That makes no sense whatsoever. But we don't talk about it anymore. No, that's fine.
He told you it was off the record.
It was off the record, yeah.
But the officer reneged on that promise, and within a few days, Theo was kicked out of the pilot's training. His subsequent appeal was rejected because of an administrative error, and when he begged to be discharged from the Navy, he was told he must now serve out the remaining 6 years of his contract as an electrician.
I was unhappy that you took me out of the training and that I was treated in a sneaky way. I come from a big family. For me, right is right and wrong is wrong, and this was very wrong. So I started studying. I thought I'll steal an airplane. So I studied, I talked to the pilots. Little did they know why I was interested. I found a handbook from that plane that I was hiding away in my cabinet, so whenever I had time I read it. So I learned more and more about flying the Grumman Trekker. And then they asked for volunteers to go to Malta for 2 months, having an exercise with 2 of our planes with the English Navy. Malta, yeah, you could go anywhere from Malta, you just look at the map. I said, yes, I'll do that.
And so you didn't tell anybody, did you, what you were planning to do?
No, not at all, not at all. If I had told anybody, it wouldn't work.
On his last weekend in Malta, Theo felt ready to try his luck. He biked to the aerodrome, gave the guard on duty a false name, and ordered him to start the engine on a Grumman Tracker propeller plane.
What he didn't know is I put the gun behind the door and I put it in a little office and locked the office. I took all the microphones out of the telephones inside, so he couldn't phone anybody, he couldn't get his gun. And I even locked my bicycle, would you believe it, so I couldn't ride a bicycle at the Runton base. So I planned it well indeed, yeah. I started the engines, then I put the radio on and the control tower started talking to me, who I was, where my flight plan was. I didn't answer them, so I just go to the runway and I'm gone.
Can you remember what it felt like?
It was absolutely the best ever. Yeah. You feel so great because you're doing something that everybody says can be done, first of all. You're on your own. It's all you who's doing it. Yeah, and it is a big machine. You're over the moon because you are more powerful than anybody else and you are lonely in this big sky. It is the best moment of your life. Absolutely.
Can you recall that feeling even now?
Yes, absolutely.
You're getting emotional, I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely great, yeah.
Did you think about your family while you were up there all alone?
Yeah. My mother. My mother. Okay, I'll have my coffee.
The Dutch sent planes to try to track Theo and force him to turn around, but they didn't spot him. So the 21-year-old flew alone for 5.5 hours until he reached Benghazi, Libya. He found a small landing strip, flew low over it to scatter the sheep grazing there, and then landed. Perfectly.
At that moment I was totally optimistic. I'll find a job here, I'll get a job, I will fly here, and the Navy is not going to touch me.
This is the Rotterdammer newspaper.
Yeah. De eerste vliegtuigkaper, the first.
What does it say, sorry?
De eerste vliegtuigkaper.
And it means?
That means the first guy to hijack the airplane for his own.
The Libyans offered Theo political asylum and protection, but it soon became clear that he was in big trouble back home.
Zal het 3 weken of 4 jaar worden? How long are we going to go to jail? 3 weeks or 4 years?
After a week of negotiations in Benghazi with the Dutch Navy, a deal was struck. Theo could return to Holland with an honourable discharge from the Navy, but he would have to serve 12 months in jail for his theft.
I don't regret it at all. If you ask me now what I think about it, what the hell were you doing? But then at that moment, no, I was over the moon, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I spent my 1 year in jail, but I still enjoy the whole idea that I was just a little bit too smart for all of them. Nobody expected I could get away with it, and nobody expected you could do it. There's one more flight here in 1964. I put it in myself for the recruitment tracker. 5 hours 35 flying.
After leaving jail, Theo qualified as a private pilot. In his logbook, however, against the illicit flight to Libya, an instructor has written indignantly, not to be tabled.
He was right on that one, of course. Yeah.
But I love the fact that you've put it in yourself.
Flying is flying, isn't it? Yeah.
So this is you. Can I just pick it up?
Yes.
Handsome young man here.
Oh, 21, eh?
21.
Bloody hell, I was 21 years old. I still cannot believe it sometimes, but I bloody did that, eh?
You still can't believe you did it.
Yeah. But it was marvellous. Marvellous.